Yo, yo, yo. We about to get funky just for a second. And then we're going to get into these charts and see what's going on. I don't think it's very urgent, so we could chill. And we can let the music flow. Feel that groove. That groove's gonna come in. You're gonna hear those. You're gonna hear that hi-hat. Oh man, and it's gonna get groovy, baby. Yeah. It's gonna be a good stream. It's gonna be fun. Here it comes. Welcome to Lunar Beaches Crypto Swim. Let's go. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Lunar Beaches Crypto, where we ride the waves of the crypto market all the way to the moon. This is Sunday Workshops Interpreting Markets. That's right. It is called Swim. It has been a few weeks since I have been here to do a swim with you guys. It's been a while. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna chill. We're gonna do some charts. We got some energy. We got some energy in our bloodstream. Let's go. How is everybody doing? Good morning, Melissa. Good morning, Justin Eubanks. Good morning, T.I. Joe. How are you all doing, you lovely, beautiful, amazing, absolutely spectacular people? I am doing just fine. Thanks for asking. I am doing fine. Well, this light is incredibly bright on my face. All right, who cares? It's blinding me. All right. Good morning, everybody. It is September 1st, 2024. We are just 18, 17 days, depending on how you count it, away from our first, likely, rate cut. Fed rate cut is coming up soon. So, of course, we're dumping because we know that that is what we do when we get the rate cuts. Happens every time. Never fails. always get some dumpage going into rate cuts. Usually they happen after the rate cuts. Usually they happen because of the rate cuts. And I'm going to be getting into that today. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Things are looking a little more bearish than I have been thinking that they've been looking. I don't know. But I do know that we need to be cognizant. We need to be aware that we could go much lower than people are anticipating. Now, we did get the clean sweep over here of our February consolidation range below 50K, of course. A good sweep of the 50K. Got a nice push off of that. Of course, however, we have not made any significant highs. We have created a high, a low, a higher high. But if we come back down and we create a new low, then we're probably going at least sideways. And then possibly this is a high, and then this is a low, and then we go up even higher and take out that level up here above 69K. You know, the old all-time high. Get back above that. But what if we break down? We come back up. We get a back test of this range, and we roll over. Well, that is a possibility that you have to consider. That is very real. Very real. Especially once I bring up a fixed range volume profile. We can bring this across here. Of course, I pull a bars pattern instead of fixed range volume profile like a dingus. That's okay. We could fix that. We want to take in this consolidation range over here because there's going to be a lot of volume down there. Let's go ahead and pull it back a little bit further because I want this thing to drop down a little bit so we can see all that volume. Well, it looks like it's kind of holding up here. Now, this is the Blowfin chart, and I have noticed that there are some discrepancies when it comes to these things, to these different exchanges. So let's go ahead and add a fixed range volume profile to this chart, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. See, it pulls it down, so there's more volume, of course, on Coinbase, on spot. So I would trust this more than I would like a Blowfin perp exchange, okay? There's just not going to be near the amount of volume as there is on Coinbase, okay? So that's why I would go with the Coinbase chart. Now, this right here, this little orange thing right here, this bars pattern is just this move down right here, but shrunk to where it kind of fits in here. Or where did I have this thing? Dang it. There we go. Shrunk to where it kind of fits in there. So originally I was thinking actually it was this right here. I was thinking this is what we were getting and it was going to roll over and yada, yada, yada. But then I started messing with it a little more, and I was like, well, it kind of looks even closer to this, where we could get a fake out to the upside this week, and then we could roll over, rolling into, now if I line this up properly, rolling into the FOMC, okay, where this is the day that the FOMC comes to the first rate cut. And I believe, and I've said it for months now, that I believe that initially we would probably see a dump on that rate cut. And this would actually line up perfectly with that rate cut. We have our point of control over here, very high volume node over here. You can see the spike, little spike right here at 50K. I don't know that that is enough to sustain price above 50K. I do not know that that is enough. This is a massive, massive sell wall that we have been, or distribution, ever since we broke out into new highs. Massive. The closest thing even to it is this giant volume node right here at the point of control at $42,500. Do I know for a fact that it's going to go there? No. But I do know that several things have now lined up that give us that makes that a very, very real possibility. And it also makes it possible that that may not be the end of the dumping. I have been a mega bull for quite some time. But sometimes you've got to kind of read the tea leaves, and you see on the daily chart, we are below the quantum reactor. On the daily chart, we are barely maintaining the 0.5, the 50% retracement level of this move here. Down, there's your golden pocket, but this is your 50% retracement level here. Lose that again and come back down to the golden pocket again, and we will likely come down here, at least revisit or come down to the 786. But if we follow this fractal, then we'll likely, and we come down to the point of control, then we'll likely get down to the 886 at that $42,500 mark. Lots of things are reading bearish to me. We got bearish divergences on our oscillators, on high time frames, on the daily. So those can take a while to play out. Week, maybe two. Money flow is in the red, trying to move to the upside. Right here. This thing right here. It's trying to move to the upside. But it could easily get that push up like I was talking about and hit its head on the zero line and get rejected. Our volume metric is coming down already and is already red. Things are looking bearish for Bitcoin and crypto. I know it's not what anybody wants to hear, but I'm just here to bring you the bearish perspective for now, because this is what I am seeing in the charts. I am seeing everything kind of saying bearish, bearish, bearish. Now, really, the only way to become bullish again is for us to find a low out of this range and then come back and not top out here and get a pull back into the range. If that happens, it's very weak. The move up is very weak. We need to get above the range, and we need to consolidate on top of it, and then we need to push higher. That is the only thing that is going to give me confidence. Not the only thing, but that is one thing that will give me confidence that we are heading higher. We need to see higher highs and higher lows. Okay, if we come back in and we come out and we take out this low at right here at $56,400, well, it's not exactly giving me what I would want to see. Now, we would still be higher than this low, so even if it did come down and sweep that one, this could be considered an internal low. Therefore, if we, let's say this is the move up, okay, so this would be like one full wave up, and then you'd get the ABC down, and that would be like one move down. Now, the problem is when if we do an ABC to the upside, then that tells us that we are in a correction. We are still correcting. We are not putting in any 5-wave impulses to the upside that shows strength, that signals strength. Everything that we are signaling is weakness. We've got the strong push down. We've got the ABC correction to the upside, which would likely be followed by another ABC to the downside. It's not what I want to see. It's not what I want to come on here and say, but it is what it is. Can't really change it. Can't change it if I want to. But it makes a lot of sense for us to come down and retest this consolidation range right here. It makes a lot of sense because we haven't done it yet. We broke out of it, but we haven't come back down to test it. Let's take a look at the chat real quick. Shorting Popcat all night and this morning, loving it. Love it. Melissa, does Popcat follow TA? I mean, yeah. Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog? My name Jeff. Good morning, Blackie Chan. Just buy all the Bitcoin, David. That'll change it. Yeah. I've been stacking sats like a madman. I'll tell you that. I was about to make a purchase this week, and then I was looking at these charts like this, and I'm like, I think I might wait. Because I don't like how the charts are looking at all. The Bitcoin chart does not look good to me. It looks weak right now. I mean, that could change, okay? That can change easily. But I don't know, man. I don't know that it's changing anytime soon. Everybody's bullish because we're expecting rate cuts, but history shows the rate cuts aren't exactly bullish initially. No, I want to keep that. I want to get rid of this. All right. How's everybody doing, by the way? Hold on. Give me a sec. Feel like it hasn't been just you and me in a long time. Have you guys been enjoying the Good Morning Crypto Show with me and BC Port Corp, a.k.a. Blackie Chan, a.k.a. Everybody Hates Nevermind. Only he will get that joke, probably. We'll see. We'll see. We're also got a nice little bear flag forming here. If we just kind of say, what is this wick? What is this? This wick doesn't exist. What is this? That would give us a nice little target. Oh, what's that? Oh, it's right back down into that range. Oh, how crazy is that? What? What? That's insane. What if I did this, though? What if I did this? What if I did this? And we take our pennant pole here, and we go from where we broke out. Oh, my God. What? Is that where he gets it? Is that where it is? I'm not talking here. People gotta really know what I'm talking about for that to be a dox. Alex O Crypto. Good morning, handsome, sexy beast bro. Good morning to you, sir. Are you saying good morning to yourself? That's kind of weird, man. Wake up, go over, go to the bathroom, look in the mirror, and be like, good morning, sir. And the guy in the mirror looks back at you and is like, good morning, sir. And then you just have a moment where you're like, I don't need to go to work today. I did something last night that I shouldn't have done. 886-425. 425, calling it right here. Just right here, right now. It can't get above that value area high for nothing. Keep hitting our heads on that value area high. Now let's just take in just the range from the low to the high and all behind. We're below the value area low right now. Okay? I don't know what you guys want me to tell you. Let's go to the weekly. What is going on in the weekly? Got to close back into the value area and then immediately rejected back down out of the value area. Let's pull this back, bring in our consolidation range at 50K, and there you go. It was a push up, back up to that value area high, and it failed. It failed. It failed to get back above it. Monthly chart. Let's get rid of some drawings on here so we can actually see the candles. Monthly chart. Ooh. How about we get another nice, nasty wick in September? You know, I would think that because everybody thinks that September is going to be a bearish month, that it wouldn't, because that's usually how these things go. When everybody thinks one thing, the market typically does the exact opposite. But it could be quick enough to where we bottom on the Fed rate cut on the 18th. That's when or at least that's when the drop starts. Maybe it's the bottom. I don't know. We'll have to wait for price action to develop. But either way, right around that time period is where I think we should see a bottom, and that we should begin our march finally to 100K plus. Now, I am kind of thinking that maybe, perhaps, we just continue to steadily climb. We get these bounces. We just keep steadily climbing as institutions just keep getting in and in and in, and then it's kind of like a slow growth curve to the upside. I mean, the thing about Bitcoin is that it makes too much sense. Okay? High time frame, it makes too much sense. So when you get into the lower time frames and you get sucked in by the volatility, that it kind of affects the way that you look at it. When you get that zoomed out look and you look at the volume, you see where the volume is and where it has been, and we can see it's clearly at that 42.5. It's clearly down here. We've been distributing all throughout here, and it just continues to fail to get higher, putting in lower highs. Low, high, lower high, lower high, lower high, and low, lower low, lower low, lower low. Could not be any more obvious. This is like day one when you learn how to trade. Higher highs and higher lows, lower highs and lower lows. Higher highs and higher lows, uptrend. Lower lows and lower highs, downtrend. It's kind of how the whole thing works. And you buy low and you sell high. It's really easy, guys. It's really easy. Trading is much easier when you are doing low leverage and swing trading. That is something I can tell you. Not financial advice, but I mean, it's almost common sense. It is almost common sense. So yeah, I'm kind of bearish, to be honest. It's just, yeah. I mean, look at the candles. They're all red. According to this indicator. They're all red. Big wick energy. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I mean, that would be a crazy wick. I don't know that it'll quite happen like that, but let's go over to the 18th. All right. There we go. There's the 18th. This is the next Fed rate. This is where the rate cut happens. Now, the whole market is expecting a rate cut, right? So the market is already trying to price it in. We were kind of expecting 25 points. I don't think anybody's expecting too much more. 50 at the most, probably. I don't see anything more than that unless something breaks between now and September 18th, like banks start collapsing or something. I don't know. But until then, right now I think it's going to be 25 basis points. The market kind of expects it. So, yeah, I don't know. I just want to know who the hell is selling. It's the whales. It's the damn whales. Happy Sunday, y'all. Hello, maybe a Band-Aid. One of my new favorite names. Maybe a Band-Aid. Maybe not. Who knows? Who the heck knows? If there's anything you guys would like for me to look at, throw it in the chat. I will give it a look. We have a new domain. Oh, okay, let's go. I'm looking at my velos. Bright lights. Bright lights. Oh, okay. Change back to dark. Cool. Good deal. Goodness. Can't wait to get a green screen. I'll have a green screen in this week. I'm ready for cuts so I can make all the monies, says Blackie Chan, or BC Port Corp, rather. I don't even know who Blackie Chan is. All right, let's see. Might need to zoom out a little bit. Let's go to the 4 hour. So yeah, we were seeing some open interest. I was pointing this out last week at the beginning of the week. It's like seeing an open interest climb on this move up. I mean, that's not good. That's not healthy. That's showing people are longing, and it's just that they're gonna get wrecked. And what happened? Just a whole week of downside. They got wrecked. So it's just kind of easy on the leverage, guys. Let the spot buyers take us to the upside, okay? Come on. Let's just buy on spot. Everybody buy on spot. That's how you start to turn this thing around. Stop trading on leverage and start buying on spot. Look at my favorite project. I don't even know what your favorite project is. If it's not Bitcoin, then I don't know what else. I don't know what it is other than INJ. Is that your favorite project? I don't know. Let's see. Prices pushing down. We are getting an increase in open interest. So that is what we want to see. We want to see open interest increasing as prices pushing down, because then that suggests to us that that's shorts being put in. Why do we want shorts being put in? So that we can liquidate them and move price to the upside. That's why. Instead, what is happening right now, or what has happened this past week, was longs were getting liquidated because we're longing and not taking profits. We're longing the bottoms, expecting for new highs, not taking profits when it's obvious that things are starting to sell off, and then you get liquidated. I mean, could look at injective since you brought it up. It's INJ. I said INJ. Didn't I say INJ? I'm so confused. We called the downside on Monday. What more could the people want? Yeah, I mean, The question is, what are we doing this week, BC? What are we doing this week? Well, open interest is kind of sitting kind of flat. I mean, it's not really doing much. So I don't know. Well, I think we'll get some more answers here soon. We did get a monthly close yesterday, so we can go to the monthly and we can check that out. Let's turn off the noise. Turn off the noise. Well, I'll look at INJ in a second. Still looking at Bitcoin. There's plenty to go over on Bitcoin. So, and, alts really don't matter right now, just to be perfectly honest. But, So we got this monthly close. It is the first time that we have had a monthly close below 71,000. Is that right? No. Below 60. What is the close on this one? Below 60K. Our first close below 60K. Below 60K since January. And we actually came into and tapped the January high last month as well. Right there. Let's brighten that up. So this was the January high. I can get rid of this. It'll be okay. I can easily pull a fib. All right. So yeah, came down. We tapped that January high. We also got into a 3-month fair value gap. Okay. And now we still have a whole other month for this fair value gap to get filled. If we hit that 42.5 target, then it would definitely get filled and then some. And then some. But then you're reaching into bear territory. Where, I mean, we've already had 3 months of downside. I would like for this to come up by the end of this month and at least turn into a green indecisive candle. That would show consolidation after the breakout, the back test into the fair value gap, and then a consolidation on top of the fair value gap. That is what we really want to see. So if we come back down to the monthly, we can see consolidation on top of the fair value gap with just little dips into it, right? Just dip into it and then just continue higher. This is kind of like the trajectory, the kind of move that we want to see. This is fair value. This is where the value is fair. You know, when the value becomes unfair? When it gets too high. Okay, so this is fair value. We are going to find good demand in a fair value gap because the value is fair. This is where people are willing to pay for Bitcoin right now. And then once it breaks out and starts going higher, people will be willing to pay retail more for Bitcoin, which increases our bags. But we got to sell to people. And that's the sad part, is that we got to sell our bags to poor schmucks, as we warn them on the internet at the same time. But they won't listen, will they? They will not listen. They will all gamble on memes anyway, so it doesn't even really matter to me. Gamble on the memes if you want. Go gamble on Gary. The Gary token. It has been a wild year indeed. Maybe a Band-Aid. Say something about VeChain. Something about VeChain. There we go. That's what I wanted to. That was the request. Okay. Let's see. They'll hear all about it Monday. What is that? INJ? Maybe. I'm sure. The weekly, we got weekly close today. So I don't like the monthly close particularly. Closed lower than last month's close, so not particularly what I wanted to see. And we could be closing below last week's low as well. Not exactly what you want to see either. Because that would be what, class? That would be an bearish engulfing candle. So we've got some areas of interest. Basically, anything inside this box is a spot buy for me, for moi. Anything inside this box is a spot buy for me. Going really heavy if we can come down here and get into this fair value gap, or even just this range in general right here. If we can get down in here below 44K, I would be a big time buyer right here, because this is where the last time that we launched from. So I would expect there to be a lot of liquidity residing in this area, a lot of demand residing in this area. So let's get back down in here and then start putting in some higher lows, higher highs, and just, hey, I mean, if we are going to continue with 4-year cycle type of stuff, if that is going to continue, then I would expect something of a slow grind, something like we've been doing right here. I would expect a big push up, a pull back, and then a big push up, and then a long pullback, like over and over and over again until we top out in 2025. Sometime in 2025. I thought the bull run would end this year, and it still might. It still might. We still have several months to go. We could see it top out in December, a little over 100K, and then we could see some bearish price action for several months, if not years. But Bitcoin, as long as there's some demand, it will go up over time because there is a max supply, and that's just how it goes. That's supply and demand for you. Now, that is if holders. Now, eventually, I mean, yes, it will go up over time no matter what, even if holders don't ever sell, or even if holders do start selling. You're still going to go up over time because you have a max supply. Okay? You cannot create any more. So while, let's just say this is our trend ascension, okay, of Bitcoin. Essentially what we're doing, this is like the Bitcoin power law. Essentially, we're going to ride this as long as that demand it stays the same. This is going to be then we'll have like our bull runs, and then people will call these like bear markets. But all we're doing is reverting back to the mean. Okay? Then you have your bull run, and then you revert back to the mean. But it still just goes up over time. Bull run, revert back to the mean. As long as that demand stays constant, I mean, this is how it's going to be, like over and over and over and over again. Essentially almost every 4 years, because you get your halving, price or supply gets cut in half every 4 or so years. So, and then because that supply gets cut in half every 4 years, when you have that ascending, that is basically what creates that ascending line, that ascending price appreciation. As you come in, and then get the halving, and then price goes up, and then you get a bear market because people sell, but you just revert back to the mean until the next halving comes in and price goes up, and then you revert back to the mean. And that is Bitcoin in a nutshell, because it just stays on the same mathematical course forever and always, as long as there's demand for it. I'm going to share a chart with you, David. It's a historical chart with the elections marked out. Very eye-opening. With elections? I heard something, but I don't see anything. Oh, here we go. Can't zoom in on this at all. U.S. elections in November. I mean, is it the election that has an effect on it? I don't think so. I think it's just coincidence from where Bitcoin was born. It was born during an election year when Obama won. Born out of the great financial crisis. The halving occurs roughly every 4 years, so you're going to get some stuff happening right around the U.S. elections. I don't know. This, hold on. No, this isn't. What USA elections is this? Is this talking about midterms? Because this move here was 2001, right? 2001. Oh crap, Biden was president. So this was after the stimulus. The second round of stimulus. That's crazy. I'm trying to. Okay. It's just showing time patterns. We've got so much time for bull run. Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. Like we're on time. We're on schedule. We got a little bit overheated. Right? And then we just kind of start flattening out. And then slow grind up. I think we're going to do more of this slow grind up. I'm starting to lean that way. I was thinking initially that we were going to get a big surge, but we ended up not cutting rates as soon as I thought we would. Powell actually ended up holding on a little bit longer than I thought he would. So I could see an instance where we get some rate cuts. Let's see, 6 weeks, 6 weeks, 6 weeks. All right, so we've got one September, then we'll have one late October, early November, then one in December. So 3 rate cuts this year by the end of this year. That could get us down by 75 basis points. Then another rate cut in January. If things are going well, maybe we can increase the rate cuts, but probably won't. Probably be a slow process, depending on how things go. But the deeper into the cutting cycle that we get, I believe the more bullish we could become. Because as we're cutting, I think it's more likely for us to be a little more bearish because there's still a little bit of indecision in the market, uncertainty, and doubt. Who knows? It's fear, uncertainty, and doubt. People like certainty. When we have certainty, we can feel more confident to be risk on. Risk is all about having confidence. But this is why we see pullbacks going into cutting before the cutting occurs, expecting cutting when people were generally thinking cuts are bullish, but we're still kind of on the fence. Money's getting shifted around too. They know that they're probably going to cut rates and the market's going to drop. So everybody's kind of positioning themselves, getting that dry powder on the side, getting ready to buy the blood in the streets so that they can make those sweet gains when it decides to return back up to the upside. 2020 is green, 2016 is blue. Yeah, I know. I can tell by the shape of it. Back to Z charts. Whoops. So Bitcoin. Thinking downside. Of course that can change, but still we're